Today, I'm going to be showing you how you can improve your writing. There are a lot of cliche things that you can do to improve your writing that actually work. That's just because a lot of it is practice, practice, practice. You really do have to find your own style when you are writing, because if you copy somebody else's style, it could be seen as just not as good. And that's just because, every author has their style. The most important thing, though, is that you just need to study those other writers. That way, you can develop something where you take a piece from all of them that you really like. Next, you just need to read a lot. When you are working on improving yourself, improving your skills, you need to understand what makes those things that are good, good. And by reading other books, by reading things, you'll start to understand why it works, or you'll just instinctually know, okay, I like this, but I don't like this. I might not know why at the moment, but I do know whether I like it or not. And also, just remember, everybody has a different preference. Everybody has a different thing that they like. So if an author does flashbacks, that may not be your thing, but for somebody else, they may really enjoy flashbacks. One example is Brandon Sanderson. In all of his Stormlight Archive books, there are a lot of chapters dedicated to heavily showing the flashbacks of the main characters. And that's a big part of the story is we're following, there's a lot of plots, but essentially two main plots, the modern day present story, and then the flashback old story, which gives us context for the current story. And that's just a style that he chose for that set of stories. Now, you need to figure out what that is, what you want to do, why you want to do it, and that you have to experiment. And you're going to mess up, you're going to fail a lot as a new writer, but you have to get that out. If it takes 1,000,000 words to become a better writer, well, the faster you get those 1,000,000 words out, the faster you'll be able to improve and get to the level that you want to be. You personally have tastes that you may or may not be at the level yet. And so to develop those tastes, you have to practice. You are your own worst critic because you know where you want to be and where you could be, but you're just not there yet because you haven't developed those things yet. One of the biggest things that I think would improve your writing is by writing short stories. By writing short stories, you're able to, one, complete projects in a faster way, which will give you more confidence to be like, okay, I can now write a larger book, and a larger book, and a larger one. But by writing short stories, you're getting an idea of cohesive narrative and how that can really help you improve just overall a larger narrative. A lot of times when it comes to writing, and what makes a story work or not is whether or not the story is cohesive in its foreshadowing, in its themes, and all of those really important parts that come with writing a story. So if you can condense all of that and figure that out in a much shorter way, you can then span a whole story where you're doing these important things. And so I think writing short stories is really important for your success and improving your writing. The last and most important piece that I'm going to mention today is sharing your work. You are going to be afraid to share your work. It's just going to happen because you probably know this isn't as good as I want it to be. It's not as great as I think it should be, but you aren't going to know what's good and what's bad unless you share it with people. You could think this one section, this character, this line, all these things are the best, but until you hear it from somebody else who has no investment in your story or has less investment, that, hey, this does work or this doesn't work, or hey, this just didn't hit like you wanted it to, you won't understand how to improve your stories. So I would really suggest just taking those ideas and the things that you like, find a partner that you can share it with and develop that story. But also, what you could do is just when you write a chapter, find a group, find a community, somebody that you can share it with and say, hey, what did you think of this chapter? You may not have all the context, but does it flow all right? How does it feel? You're only really going to improve if you're sharing with people. That's why editors and formatters and all these people that are good for professional writing are important, is because they give you that direct feedback that is unbiased, because they don't know you, but they know your story. So just to go over it one last time before I end this video, study other writers, read a lot and study that writing. Write short stories so you can accomplish things, but also just improve in general by creating a narrative that is cohesive and flows well. And then share your work. Get it out in the world. Help people understand why you are worth reading. My name is Colton Iverson. This has been Narrative Inc. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I'll be trying to do daily videos about writing advice, and just my general thoughts on the process of writing and becoming an author, which I'm in the process of doing right now. Thank you.